You don't have to worry so much about what happens downstream if you just make the music good to begin with. So that's the reason why big mastering engineers have not adhered to this policy. There's not a single big record that's selling any kind of copies from any kind of artist that's at -14 LUFS. It just doesn't exist because everyone knows if you just make it sound good, volume truly doesn't matter. So I don't worry about the algorithm turning down my master or some kind of loudness penalty because I haven't engaged in anything that's penalizing me for the volume that I'm getting. Turn it down. I don't care. It's still going to sound great. And yeah, that's really the whole point of what they're trying to do to end the loudness war anyway. But it's just aimed at people that don't know how to do it correctly. So they've created a lot of confusion around this. I don't disagree with the idea that if you can't ruin your music by making it louder than -14 LUFS, you shouldn't make it any louder than that. However, it's pretty easy to get about anything to -10 LUFS. I mean, that doesn't require a skilled mastering engineer. You can take a mix, put some plugins on it that aren't particularly destructive, and you can get to -10 LUFS pretty easily. So -14 is just, again, it's very, very quiet, and I don't see that working out for people in the future. However, ultimately, if the goal is just to make music that sounds good, then that's always the goal. And that's why this stuff doesn't matter to me, and it doesn't matter to any big name mastering engineers, because they know that the goal has always been the same. Regardless of what they're going to do to it over at Spotify or Apple Music, you make it sound good, you stand behind the product, and it will sound good forever. When they listen to it 20 years from now, 40 years from now, it's going to be exactly the same as you left it. You don't have to go with these trends. No one's going to be wondering why you did what you did. As long as you do everything smart in the first place and you don't make things too loud for the sake of loudness, you're not going to have any problems in the future. And honestly, I spend most of my time trying to make things as quiet as I can before they lose impact. So once you get to the point where you can make things loud effortlessly, you fall out of love with the idea of making them too loud. In fact, you can hear that making things overly loud is in fact the penalty that the Loudness Wars would have you believe. So I can get something loud in no time. But I'm always suspicious that it doesn't need to be as loud as it is. And even when I back it off to be, a dB or so quieter, it just sounds better. But the moment at which I'm turning something down and I lose cohesion, or I lose, just this final quality where everything's locked in, that's where I stop. That's where you should stop. And it doesn't matter what a streaming service does to it. That's the place to stop always. So I don't adhere to this stuff. I get asked all the time, and it's not going to change what I do. If somebody specifically requests it, I'll do it, but I'm going to master it the way I always master it, and then I'm just going to bring it down like they do, because I wasn't making it loud for any reason other than it sounded good that way in the first place.